Hey everybody, it's Andrew here at Vespa Portland. In this video, I'm going to show you how to navigate the menus on the TFT screen that comes standard on the Vespa Primavera Sport and the Vespa Sprint Sport models. So let's get right to it. All right, to get started, we're going to turn the scooter on, and the screen is going to come to life, as you can see here. Now, everything that involves moving through the screen is all going to be controlled by the mode button on the right side. The mode button has two functions. You can push in on it, or you can slide it to the right. You can also slide it to the right and hold it, which kind of adds a third function. So as you can see on the screen here, you got your time, temperature, odometer, fuel, a graphic on the bottom, and kind of the multimedia system pieces on the side here, indicating if you have a phone, the scooter, or a headset paired to the scooter. We're in the US here, we don't use kilometers, we don't use Celsius, and we don't have the time set, so we're going to run through that now. So what you need to do is slide the mode button to the right, and you'll see that it went from odometer to trip odometer A, trip time A, trip B, odometer again, trip time, so how long you've ridden in that particular, since you've reset that. The maximum speed that's been achieved on this scooter, nothing yet. The average speed, which is always going to be way lower than the maximum because you're stopping a lot in an urban environment. And then your battery voltage currently, and the setting. Setting is where you want to be to get into the menu. The thing about the setting is you can't get to this if you are moving. Your bike has to be completely stopped. So to get into the settings, you're going to need to press or slide and hold to the right. And that brings you into settings. This is how it comes from the factory. Everything's in Italian. The first thing you want to do is press in on the mode button on Lingua, and I'm going to change to English. But you can see that you also have options for Italian, French, German, and I think Spanish. Then I'm going to slide over to the right to get down to the exit, and then press in to accept that. The next thing I'm going to do here is go to configuration. Configuration is where you can change your clock, the unit of measure, and where you can pair your phone. To get into the clock, you just need to press in the middle button, and then you have the option of going from 12-hour clock to 24-hour clock, and also setting the time. I'm going to switch to 12-hour. It's kind of the more standard use in the US, and then go back to set time. Now, there is a bug in the clock that kind of drives me crazy. Pretty much every time I set the clock to a PM time, it defaults it back to AM, and I have to go change it again. So let's see if it does that again here. So hours, currently it is 10:35 in the morning. So I'm going to put that there and exit. And then minutes, got to get up to 35. The bug may not happen this time. I feel like it happens in the afternoon mostly. When you set to PM, it goes to AM. Now that I'm in AM, I think it should probably stay there. So just something to be aware of if you're setting this in the afternoon. So now it's 10:36, and I'm going to exit. I'm on here. I'm going to slide all the way out of there and go back to the main settings, the main screen, just to see if it's set. 10:36 a.m. now. All right, sliding over again. Going to configuration. Next up, I'm going to change to units. Speed, I'm going to switch that to miles per hour instead of kilometers, and then exit again. I'm also going to go down to temperature. I'm getting there again by sliding to the right and then selecting by pressing in. Switching to Fahrenheit and exiting. Now exiting here. And I'm not going to bother with pairing configuration just yet. I'm just going to exit right here. Next up is Backlight. This one is something you don't really need to mess with. It's set to automatic as it comes from the factory. Basically what that means is there's an ambient light sensor in the dashboard, and if it senses that you're in a dark environment, it will flip the colors to be darker with a lighter set of numbers. In the daytime, it'll flip to a lighter background with a darker set of numbers for high contrast. If you want to leave it on that, you just leave it on automatic. If you prefer to leave it the same all the time, you have the option to turn on night mode or turn on day mode, and it will always just stay in that. For me, I just leave it in the automatic setting because it just seems to work fine for me. And the last one is graphic. So graphic is in the bottom of the screen, as you saw back a little bit ago. You have the option of Vespa, which is the classic. You have the option of Vision and Pixel. These don't really do anything. They're just kind of, aesthetic changes. So I'm switching it to this one. I think this is Vision. I'll change it to Pixel, and you can see that it looks like that. Probably just going to switch it back to Vespa. But whatever, version you prefer, you can put it on there. A little customization for you specifically. That is all of the screens that you can go through in the settings menu of a Primavera Sport or a Sprint Sport. Beyond that, you're just going to kind of live in the old, Celsius or Fahrenheit world, or the miles or kilometers world, and nothing else really to see in there outside of pairing a phone, which we'll cover in a different video. So that is about it. Thank you for watching. This is Andrew here at Vespa Portland. We'll see you next time.